Next.
All right.
We missed you, Sandy, the last time around.
You're breaking up. It's hard to hear you.
Can you hear us now?
Yeah, better.
Welcome, Lynn.
Hey. I know, it's been ages, hasn't it?
Okay, I am going to call this meeting to order at 7:01. As you all already are, we are being recorded. And first of all, I'd like to welcome our guests again for helping us. I'd like to welcome Elena as well for coming. And shall we start with reviewing the minutes from our last meeting, please?
Sure. We last met on March 12th, 2025. We began the meeting at 7 o'clock. Call to order was at 7. Committee members attending, Joanne, Barbara, Jim, and myself. Those not able to attend, Sandy and Shannon. Our friends from the Mendon Historical Society. We reviewed and accepted the minutes from the previous meeting, February meeting. Old mail, old business, Jim stated that $6,300 had been received from the state. And we reviewed 3 outstanding presentations that had yet to take place. As far as new business, obviously in conjunction with the Historical Society, we're looking at a historical scavenger hunt throughout town. QR codes would be placed at each site to prove them to reach the site, and handout information would be given for further information. Date May 17th, Saturday, May 17th, with the rain date of Saturday, June the 7th. We looked at details and we noted that we would also look at raising questions and more details at that point. All business was completed and we adjourned at 7:50 p.m.
I have a motion to accept the minutes, please.
We just have a question about that. June 7th is like the day of the townwide,
Well, yeah, because it's usually the second Saturday, and this year they made it the first Saturday. Right?
So what's going on with the
So the
7th?
yard sale.
Oh, the yard
Yard sale.
Struggle.
Yes,
Right. I think they time it to go with.
they do, but usually it's the second Saturday.
Right.
I don't know if the way the calendar fell this year or what, but,
Hmm.
so, when we were here at the meeting, it's, well, we have the rain date the second Saturday.
I see.
It's up. Or the first, the
We'll
first
do the
Saturday.
minutes and then we'll discuss them. I have a motion to accept the minutes. Second,
Aye.
all in favor? Aye. All right.
Accepted.
Okay, so as Ruth just brought up, June 7th is now the progressive yard sale for the senior center, senior, for the town. So
And the weekend after the 17th is Memorial Day, right? So that's out.
right, so
That's why we went to the.
what was the 31st of May?
Was that? When is one?
Memorial Day is the 26th. Right?
So we could do the 30th.
Make it 31st instead. I mean, if we went to the 14th, I won't be here June 14th. So that's what I know. 31st. May 31st, some, like a good replacement date instead. Okay. Same time, 8 to 12.
I know this select voted on at least the 17th. Also vote on the rain date.
No, just the 17th. So when I'm gonna bring the information to Jeremy, so I will let him know that we've changed this rain date to the 31st and make the aware of it.
Okay.
Okay? You're welcome.
You have to attend all these meetings?
I attend this one when I can. Often it happens at the same time as another meeting, so yeah. So.
Okay, anybody else have any new business before we go into the historical scavenger hunt? Okay, then let's start our historical scavenger hunt business, please. The historical committee was going to be gracious enough to come up with some landmarks for us to be able to.
Wait a minute. Not showing any of those.
printed, looks like my printer decided not to print more. We can share.
We can share. Yes.
As you look, I'm not aware, I went to the select board and they tentatively approved the historical scavenger hunt. Under one of the conditions is that we have to show the chief of police what locations we are going to use so that they are not a safety hazard. And I also stated at the select board, we were not using any private property locations. That they were all gonna be public.
Well, unless I mean, I think we have only one, which is Jane's property, that Jane is more than happy for us to use on Millville Road, 40 Millville Road. And again,
Yeah, I was just gonna say that they could be visible from the side.
Right,
yeah.
yeah. Yeah. What we did was, Dick came up with so many suggestions for locations. We kind of whittled that down a little bit, only to see it, and this is your scavenger hunt. We're just helping out with some suggestions.
Okay, and just for the sake of not divulging, so, because we're being recorded, and
Right.
we don't know who comes back and watches these.
Right.
We will not be saying,
Any
just
specific.
say number one,
Right.
number two, number
Okay.
three, number four. Let's do
Okay.
that, okay?
No, we don't. We don't have any other questions.
Okay.
So they, even if they knew where the locations were, it's not going to help them because we've got things
This
put
is
together.
This is
Right.
fair.
So when we were talking about it with the rest of the historical society, we thought some people were coming up with ideas that weren't specific to the locations. We're aware of the fact all we're doing is giving you locations and maybe what help you need. But some of the things that came up was not everybody has a car. Trying to get several people into a car or whatever, it might make it a little bit difficult. So one of the suggestions that we had was maybe doing a junior hunt, which is just the center of town. So you can see there, we've got 1 to 11, and in fact, we can even add another 12th one on that we had discussed, but
Okay,
they're all walkable. And it's in a very controlled area where people can park at town hall. Then they were going to go in and pick up whatever packets and instructions to set them off. Then they can leave their cars there.
either that, or we were gonna also use the Miskel School
Yeah,
as
yeah.
overflow for.
Right, they can do that, and there's probably, and I mean, there's also the area at the back of the Unitarian Church as well. I don't think parking's gonna be an issue in this area. And so Dick came up with these suggestions, and we've got lots of questions and things to go on, but it would make it easier for families with children that can walk them, that it's not in and out of the car.
Walk.
Right, and, somebody had said, oh, are you gonna have everybody leaving at once? And we said, well, it's not our decision, but I think that was the plan. And then they said, well, so you're gonna have all these cars going in the same direction on a Saturday morning, it could be a problem. So, whatever way you wanted to do it.
Well, what we figured we could do is, you got 11, maybe 12, but we would give you a sheet that would send you to one location, give somebody else a different sheet that would send them to some other location. So that way they're not all
That
conveyed
works,
to
you're
the
right.
same place at the same
Right.
time.
Almost like a A list and a B list.
Yeah,
Jumble.
well, actually,
Shuffle like a deck of cards,
Got
we're gonna shuffle it up,
shelters,
and we're gonna hand it
Yeah.
out to each and every one of them.
yeah,
12 through 16 requires.
yes. So 12 through 16, and we do have that other one, which can either go on to the centre district or onto like the extra credit hunt. So if people do have cars and they want to drive and they want to do a few others, fine. And if they don't, they want to do the junior hunt, but maybe would like some more information about some places later on. There's another 5 or 6 that they can go to.
Okay.
And Dick very kindly has put together questions on all of these. But I did not bring the questions because
There's 30 questions on the end. I mean, to go along with those sites, because you
Right.
have 3 questions from per site.
Yeah. So it's really if whatever you want to do with these sites, if you decided you wanted to do 6 there and then 6 others, entirely up to you. We will, once you've decided what sites you want to use, we'll just supply you a whole list of questions. And answers, of course.
A lot of the answers can be found with signs. We're also gonna have Danny Malloy do his website and go along with each one of these too. So you wouldn't have, if you went to a house and you can't find the questions or answers, Danny will have, you just go click onto your little computer and you should be able to find it, okay?
Yeah, so I have a question. Have any of you tried walking this? Like how? do you know
Not
how long
yet.
It takes, okay.
Only because we didn't know, we were gonna do
Right.
a dry run, the three of us.
Once we approve,
Right, it really doesn't, I mean, I've walked this before when we did,
You work with your students, right?
yeah.
Because I have no idea.
Yeah.
Because I don't even.
We do the trial.
Well, it's, so what you said,
I mean, you got this corner.
yeah,
It's not a bad one.
yeah, 4 Main Street, 5
That's
Main
like
Street,
the triangle.
9 Main Street.
Yeah.
I mean, it's,
It's like the square.
yeah,
Yeah.
Right,
And
But I-
there's a crosswalk at the lights, so they have
but
to,
people will be going different orders. So,
Yeah.
I-
right.
So there could easily be two directions,
Mhm.
two main directions.
Sure, how do you want to set it up?
yeah.
Okay. But I mean, yeah, it seems like it'll be probably a couple.
And
Yeah.
I don't even know if it'll be
You
a
say
couple
8
of
to
hours,
12?
it's,
yeah, that's,
I would say 2 hours probably max.
Yeah.
It's a very short walk round. Right,
And what time they start. So you could get someone to come at 10 o'clock.
right,
Well,
exactly,
that,
yep.
they all have to come.
They don't
We just figured 8 to 12 or 8 to 11 would be the hunt time.
Mhm.
And that way there we could wrap it up and they can come back to wherever we're gonna make our home base. And then we can go through and do the
Mhm.
tallying and all of that to see where we stand and stuff.
We don't think it should be a race either, so.
No, no race,
Right.
no race, no,
Nobody's,
no.
trying to beat somebody else.
and that, I think that should also be communicated. This is not a race.
Right. It's a,
We won't get, just, oh, I never knew that about 3
Right.
Main Street.
yeah,
Yeah, you can actually, just give them like a cover note of exactly how it's gonna be done
right.
when they start. This is not a race, and you can put anything you want on like a cover sheet.
Will the police provide some coverage of the rest of the town?
That's a good question.
Would you could, one of them could stay right in front of Danny's variety. It's not Danny's variety store anymore, but right in that area.
Oh, that lovely little corner that nobody likes to stop at.
Right, you're
Stop
right.
sign.
Yeah, that's the one.
And they come up.
I honestly think, I think they need to put a speed bump right there so that when they have to stop.
I agree with you.
That whole intersection should be redesigned.
Just a
It
lot.
needs to be widened.
Well, if
It
you,
needs to be,
if
in
I
my opinion,
pass across the street and go over to the post office, I mean, I'm almost afraid to get out of the car sometimes because the traffic comes up, whipping up that street.
And they pull those, trucks.
Hmm.
Large car.
And that's, trucks are much more polite than cars.
Oh, they are?
Yeah.
And it's vacuum.
I've had they stop there. It is a little lady.
So on the questions that you created, Dick, is it multiple questions for each location or is it just like one question per location?
No, we're gonna maybe make, well, see, like Founder's Park, there are several different monuments and sites there, so we could maybe come up with 5 questions for them.
Yeah.
The Historical Society, deals with the brick building next to it. And let's see, that's.
Just numbers, Dick,
Did
no,
you give it-
no,
Yeah,
name.
No, the reason I'm asking is because they could get like extra points if they got like, gave 3 questions and if they got 3 questions, they get a point.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
Whereas if they got 2 right, they could get 2 points for each question. That way
Mhm.
they're, it kind of moves them up, their point system up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then we thought like, if they did these in a car, if they drove to some of these, they would
That's
get extra.
extra points for
Yeah.
that as well. Anybody? What does everybody think of the list that we have? It's a nice, looks like a nice variety.
The junior hunt.
One of the things, I've been to the Unitarian Church a handful of times, and not only is it, a house of worship, but it's also an architectural, beautiful,
Oh, yeah.
harmonious building.
Yeah.
I mean, it'd be nice if, I don't know if this is going above and beyond, if someone maybe from the church could bring them up into the sanctuary, just so you could see that style of,
Maybe Jane will, I'm sure,
Maybe.
You could ask Jane.
Peter
if she
Connor.
would do.
sure.
Peter, maybe.
Yeah, that,
it's beautiful,
oh,
beautiful.
it is, it sure it is.
Number 2 on the list,
Mhm.
would it be possible for that to be opened that day?
Yeah, I think so.
There's nothing in there.
There's nothing in there.
There's
It's just,
nothing in there?
no, it's just empty.
Okay,
But yeah,
Doing the
definitely.
Christmas stuff.
Yeah.
okay. I didn't know if there was anything still in there or not. No, okay. The little,
What's number 5? I can't place that.
Oh.
Is that,
There's a church, like right next to.
is that right before the light? Okay,
It's a couple
Right after you
back.
go past the light,
Yeah.
going down toward the center of town.
okay.
Little church on the right hand.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Number 7,
Yeah.
yeah.
the little building that's got the sign that says it's being restored.
Yeah, that's actually number 8.
Okay,
And again, that, I'm not sure, that's still being renovated.
Mm.
We can certainly have someone there with, I mean, we can put maybe some kind of board up with some photographs. We've got plenty of photographs
Mhm.
from it.
Yeah.
And have someone that can talk about what the future plans for that are as well.
We'll have to link to the Danny Lloyd's history.
Yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, so you just click on.
At one point in time, wasn't that where the Men and Lions Clubs used to store their
Oh,
medical
yeah.
furniture?
Yes.
When they used to give it up? Okay. I'm dating myself on that.
that's history I didn't know.
Yes, it was stored there. Only reason I know that my father-in-law was a member of the Lions Club.
Oh, okay.
We used to have go in there, and if somebody needed a hospital bed or something, that's where we went to get it, or a walk or
Yeah, it's
something.
had a lot of uses. So
And that's where it was. That's the only reason I know. I think this is a fantastic list.
Yeah, I like the fact that it's very walkable.
Very
You just
walkable.
drop your car. Yeah, once we're 11, you just drop your car and you just go for a walk.
And it's got a great variety.
Mhm.
It really does.
Yeah.
because if you had a couple of little kids that didn't have a license, they could go and.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's all sidewalks.
It's all sidewalks.
Yeah.
Yes, it's all
That was the
That's
other
where
thing.
it's
The only place, that's the only place.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna
That's
say.
where it's weight gold.
Yeah, right.
Well, and some people don't even realize that that is the Center Historic District.
Yeah, because
So,
there's no sign
there's-
saying that.
A lot, yes,
Mhm.
there's no sign there, but there should be, and at some
Yeah.
point,
Yeah.
the commission was working on putting signs together so that if you go to anywhere else where there's a historic district, it says. But so they're actually working, yeah,
We were just in Hopkinton Sunday,
and they've got that really nice.
right in the center of town, by the little gazebo. and
Right.
the park.
Yeah, so that's what the commission, I don't know where it is on their list of things to do, but that is something that was discussed, and I think money's actually even been set aside for it,
Okay.
but it's just. It's easy to get things moving.
It takes time,
Right,
takes time. Yeah, I think this is perfect, really.
would you want to do like, make it a double so that there is the extra credit for people
Yeah.
that want to do something a bit different? I mean, if they wanted to just do that part of it, they could do as well, if they didn't want to do the walking part of it.
Yeah. This is great.
Do you still need people at each site? I mean, if you're doing the walking site, you probably don't, but,
No,
Will we have people at the extra credit sites?
Maybe or maybe not, that depends on if you're gonna pick whatever you pick to do. What we had suggested, and I mean, this was just like, again, it was just everyone was kind of throwing ideas, and I'm kind of, right, slow down, we're just doing locations right now. Is that we can actually do like a card with information on it, on just like a piece of wood back, nothing permanent, nothing, but then you can get that laminated to go over the top of it and put one down there. And so people would actually be maybe looking for that if they went there, because if you went down to number 15, for example, you know, where are you gonna be? Where is it gonna be? So on something like that, then yes, I think maybe that could be a good suggestion for maybe to have a scout or somebody who's familiar with it that could actually talk about it.
it would go out too to explain what.
Yeah, actually, I mean, yeah, because that we can, I think we can open that, you know.
Mhm.
I think we can. I'll check with Kathy as to what the situation is on number 12. Beautiful little building. And it would be
Is
so
there,
nice
is there
if people
parking
could-
available at that
Yes.
site? Okay.
I mean, it's not a huge amount, but there is definitely
But you
parking.
wouldn't have more than.
You can park it on that street there either. Yeah. Yeah,
Just want to clarify something.
Yeah.
Is number 15, is that public property? I know that was something that was talked about.
don't believe it's town owned.
Okay,
Currently, I don't believe it is,
okay,
but we can give the owner a call
Yeah.
and have a chat. He's not gonna worry about it. I mean, I'm actually not clear, can't remember, because it was gonna be bought and then renovated. I think currently it's still with the owner
Mhm.
until some kind of suggestion or something comes out as to what they're gonna do with the building.
Okay, yeah.
But we can definitely ask permission for that.
Joking, okay. Your consideration because all the trailers and whatnot are right now.
Yeah,
Yeah, okay.
I mean, that means whoever's got a site for training, they can go inside one of the trailers.
It's pretty much a warehouse.
Yeah.
Does it have the glory of what's that?
But yeah, that's a good point, actually, we can do that.
Mhm.
And then just put, a sign somewhere in the front, someone standing there or whatever, yeah.
Do you have a sign of what it looks like? I'm sure, like.
Oh, we got, yeah.
Oh, so even that.
Yeah.
that'd be cool.
Yeah.
That would be-
A nice look what happened to this.
Right.
Oh, it wasn't here before.
Across from, your building, is that what you're saying is empty? No, that's not
No,
empty.
no, so there's the
This
one
is
we have
one
now
on
is
the,
the new.
on Main Street. Now, will that be?
Yeah,
open?
no,
It could be, but
but there's nothing in there.
Really?
they
Yeah,
store all the Christmas
Yeah.
decorations.
Oh, right,
But it's
right.
not.
that was where we
But
used
that-
it at Christmas for the parade.
Okay, so is that, I'm sorry, I might not.
That's
be
all
right. So that, where the Christmas decorations are being stored,
Mhm.
that's not the building across from Willowbrook, or is it?
No.
It's not.
No.
So that's what I'm asking about.
Oh,
It's
so the
across
one
from the-
is the museum.
The museum, so
Right.
will that, I don't see, well,
We haven't,
We change things around.
Yeah.
oh, okay,
Yeah.
because that would be lovely if we could have folks be able to go in and visit that day, seeing as how it's gonna be.
That would take up too much time. That was.
well, it was also that, but we're also in the midst of like a huge reorganization
Oh,
of that
okay,
building.
okay, no.
So we actually did have it down as something.
Yeah.
And then we started saying, well, wait a minute, we're not gonna get this done by then.
Oh, okay,
And
okay.
it might be difficult for people coming in with like artifacts everywhere. Until it's sorted
No,
out.
that's fine.
But what, I mean, we can definitely, if we have an opening date by then, we could give people information on it.
Oh,
And
that'd
then
be
there
nice.
we're gonna do something, I think,
Yeah,
at some point,
that'd be
with
great.
to, yeah, to do like an open house
Yeah.
when
That
it's
would be fantastic, yes.
in the midst of it right now.
Yes, good luck.
You don't want to see a toddler looking out in the Revolutionary War. Probably not a good thing, right? Especially if you've got the police.
Never a good idea.
No.
Mom, look what I got.
Have you got anything that made this work, Mum?
Yes, I think we'll,
Do you want to go, so are you feeling that
Yeah.
you would want to go with all 11?
yes,
So we've got the questions,
Yeah.
I can put those together. And then the extra credit, there is one other, which is, if you want, well, it doesn't really matter because they don't have questions. The other one would be the, old cemetery, which again, we did have under the walking section because it is part of it, but then we pulled it back a little bit. We didn't know whether or not
oh, to walk down the, down
there's
the,
no sidewalk there.
yeah,
So that's, we pulled that, didn't we?
yeah.
But we could put that as an extra on the, extra credit. if you wanted to.
Yeah, we could do
It's
that.
up to you entirely. You just let me know and then we'll supply the questions
Okay,
and answers.
definitely the 11. How do you guys feel about the extra credit ones? Do we want to do them all or do we want to just like pick a few?
I mean, I would say let's offer all of them and then people can kind of do what they want. Because we're gonna have prizes for the first, second, and third or something like that.
Yeah,
Or-
point wise, first, second, and third.
Okay, and then we're gonna have anything for the participants or?
We've got to check our budget and then once we check our budget.
Yeah.
We can
We're
see,
gonna have a reception at the
See,
end.
I would,
Yeah.
I would be under the
Refreshments.
yeah.
opinion, let's keep them all, because I mean, I think some people are gonna spend more time on some of these than others. I have no interest in this, so I scan and be on my way.
Right.
Versus,
Mhm.
some of these, that's kind of cool, and I'm gonna spend some time maybe learning something. Um,
Okay, so we'll do all of them.
Okay.
And all set.
I'll get all the questions you've already done. I've just got to put it on the sheet.
Well, Yeah, we just talked though, just fine tune them.
Right.
Did you want to include the one across from Club School? Or is that already open? Post Road?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I would like to, but it was just, that was adding an extra one. We can do that quite easily, but that would go on the extra credit one, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I think that would be important.
And I think it's important too.
So you make 18 in total,
Yeah.
11 regular,
Mhm.
and then
There may even be more too. But I mean, they're all.
it's got an extra credit, but you know, I mean,
Would the one across from Plus School be on the junior? It's so close to the.
They'd have to cross.
They have to cross the
Oh,
street
okay.
at the lights. And you might have an awful lot of prices left over if you do that.
Okay.
People with that, yeah, right?
Yes.
To ice.
that,
Yes,
that's,
yes.
that's,
Yes.
for it being a small quaint town, we have a very busy roadway.
Yes. Right. That's not probably gonna get any less busy.
No.
It's probably.
Yeah.
She was in school, right?
Yes.
She's probably one of the students.
I had his wife for third grade.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You ever had Mr. Grady?
I had his brother,
Yeah.
Mr. Eighth grade Grady. Jake, yeah.
The sixth grade, Mr. Grady, and the seventh grade, Mr. Grady.
Yeah.
And then the police chief, Mr. Grady.
Yep.
Grady's all over the place.
Yeah, that's crazy stuff.
And if you pissed off one, you pissed them all off.
Yeah. The whole family.
Oh, you're a goner.
Trouble.
All right, well, what I will do then, if it's okay with you, I will type up this, email it to you, and then, we'll get the questions together. Yeah.
Just
We could
to
do that.
make sure it's,
Mhm.
this makes sense, or this doesn't, or this, someone's
Yeah.
gonna.
We were gonna do.
Oh, yeah, you don't want to be crossing the road, you want to go down the street and then come up.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Can you give me your,
We just want to find tune it.
because I can't send anything to you through the town email. Yeah, don't worry about it. If you could just send, I tried to send you the membership form and I can't, it won't allow me to send anything, so Ruth, I had to give it to Ruth to send. Yeah, okay. We'll get going on that, we'll do a little walkthrough and we can give you an idea of the time, no racing.
We'll stop at the tea shop, the new tea shop.
I'm gonna work it out.
Let's
That's
stop at the new tea shop and have.
Oh, yes, that's good, really good t-shirt.
It is.
Will the tea shop be open on that Saturday?
I would think it was, actually, yeah.
Encourage them to be open and maybe.
Yeah, I'll stop in and pay a visit to her.
As well as number.
What was number 9?
What's the likelihood of,
I already told her
Probably
about it.
slim?
She's like,
That would be, I mean, I think that'd be great if you have people in town hall to.
I mean, so that would be another question, because I think staff need to be there. I mean, we can ask, like, possibly.
The questions we, the focus on the outside.
Right.
yeah.
So,
Uh,
could have a public meeting Saturday in the town hall.
Oh, would that be fun? Yeah.
Time is an issue.
Old time public
Like
meeting,
a mock vote or something.
like an old time back in the 1700s public meeting.
Yeah.
Gotta keep in mind though, too, you're in competition with softball, little.
Yeah. Because we're just getting into the season.
Yeah.
My grandkids are just starting to gear up for all that.
So it's just something to keep in mind.
No, yeah, you're right.
All right,
Any other questions or anything like that?
I think it's coming along.
If you want any of us to go to the walk.
as soon as we fix the date and time,
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'll, if I let you know.
yeah,
Please. Okay.
Thank you.
I'll just do
Thank you.
the drive one.
yeah.
Oh, we think this is crazy, figure it out, you know. So just-
Yeah.
We appreciate this, believe me.
Just want to say, I do like how 12 and 13 kind of connect with each other. The storm and the grave.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, because they're kind of like right. in the middle.
Right.
Yeah, that kind of works out well.
That's where you ended up.
Anybody else have any other questions, concerns?
Make a motion to adjourn.
I motion that we adjourn at 7:35.
No, you just got
I did.
And second, All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Meeting is adjourned. Bye, Sandy.
Sandy, a real person?
Yeah.